Hello, and welcome back. Life has been a little crazy here on the farm lately. After a late May heat wave that brought temperatures up to 35 degrees Celsius, and with the kids recovering from chickenpox, we're finally back to share everything we've been working on. Over the past few weeks, we've been tackling a bigger project, one that involves several steps and quite a bit of work along the way. So come along for the journey and let's dive in.
So now the work starts on putting chicken wire around the fence around the greenhouse and the vegetable garden. So we're planning to put some ducks there. And right now I'm just trying to save all these fence posts and use them there. Since currently we're allowing the donkeys to go into the forest as they want, so there's no use for these here. I'm gonna try to see if I can't rip them out with the digger. Alright. It's always nice when things go exactly how you want them to. So now I'm gonna start putting the fence in. Bought some just cheap chicken wire fence. It's 1 meters 40 in length. I got a very lovely neighbor to help me out. He had some drill to drill the ground to put the posts in, and he helped me drill all of them in. It's very nice of him to do. All the posts are just from around the land, what we've pulled up from the land by the house, and then the extra fencing that was covering the forest. So we put around, I think, 14 or 15 new posts. I was only here on on the fence we made last year, but the old fence it's adequate, around 4 meters between the posts. Plan is to put the chicken wire fence up to 120 and then have 20 centimeters out onto the ground, so hopefully foxes can't come and bury under it. And the plan is to have ducks here to eat all the snails. There will be a little duck coop there in the corner or somewhere. Nothing decided, but yeah, let's throw this fence up, see how it comes out.
Our dream is to have our own chickens and ducks. The ducks especially will help us keep the slug population under control. We have plenty of them here and they can cause a lot of damage to our crops. But with so much wildlife around, we need to make sure both the animals and the plants are protected. That means building something permanent, sturdy and durable, something that will hopefully last for many years to come.
So I decided to have it a little higher. The fence is 140 and this is about 140, but there's still, it stretches enough, I think. I don't want to keep the maximum height I can. Then I think I just need to buy some tent poles or fence kind of U wires to hold it in place. And then I think facing the donkeys I'll keep 2 electric wires about where they were before, one at like knee height, not too far away from the top of the fence. And then this back side I'll focus more on wild boar and fox deterrent, so I'll keep one quite low for the boar, and in case a fox tries to climb I'll keep one quite high. So I think once I'm done halfway around, I think I'm gonna try and put one of the thicker electric wires and kind of thread it through here a little bit all the way, and then tighten that one, and hopefully it will bring a little bit more rigidity to this. Maybe I'll have to run 2 of them. Now it's time to try to put the supporting wire all the way. So put these loops on every single pole a little higher than the net, so I'm hoping it will pull it a little up. I'm just gonna feed it through. I think I'm gonna go a few times through, maybe 4 times, but I don't know how it's gonna work. I have no idea if it will probably be way too much resistance after a short while, but well, test it out. Put it through in quite a few places, and already when dragging just through 10 meters here or 8, it's getting way too hard, so I think I'm just gonna lock it at one end, tighten it on the other, and then I just have to figure out something to stretch the wire, figure out something simple, and then just do between the 3 poles at a time, or 2 sections. This works okay, but I'm not happy with it, so on this long back stretch I'm just gonna put the wire all the way through to the end, stretch it tight, and then use hog tie rings at like short intervals all the way up to the wire to keep the fence tight. I think that will work much better. So now I've dragged the wire all the way, fastened it on each end, and put this one in the middle to put some tension on it. It is probably just gonna pull each end a little towards me. I don't think it will tighten properly, but then I'll just need to add something to each end, like somehow to fix the end pole properly. I changed my approach here. I'm gonna cut the wire, put this tensioner in between, and run the wire not through the fence. Tension the wire, and then I'm gonna use a little tool to crimp little metal staples around everywhere, and then I can in the future adjust the tension when needed. I mean, the poles are not super secure. I think I also need to figure out a way to maybe drive some rebarb into the ground and then hook a wire to hold tension in the other direction. Yeah, so tensioned, and then stretch it, hook it up. But I'm still waiting for the little tool to make the little loops. Oh, it's open now.
But as the fence was slowly closing in around the garden, we had to take care of another important step, laying the water pipe for the animals and extending it beyond the fence line. This will not only provide water for the chickens and ducks in the future, but also make it much easier to tackle future projects like setting up an irrigation system in our orchard.
So now we're about to begin laying the rest of the pipe outside the fence. Let's go all the way out there. We're not gonna take an exit right now for chickens or ducks because we're not completely sure where they're gonna be. But now I just want to get the pipe out so I can finish the fence all the way around. Because of how it's been going, laying the pipe directly, we're first gonna loosen the soil, drive once all the way, not laying any pipe, and then go a second time with the pipe. So hopefully it goes deep enough so it doesn't cause problems. So now I was running into it just pulling itself up as soon as any pressure was put here. I think it's because it's just way too easily pushing this one in. So I'm gonna move the force a little lower here. So hopefully it doesn't pull straight out of the ground as soon as we put any pressure on it. Oh, it's too heavy, I need your help.
Oh, Jesus! What do you mean?
Alright, pin has been moved lower. So I think it will need more force to push in the spring. And hopefully it doesn't pull out directly.
After quite a bit of back and forth, we finally got the trench dug the way we wanted it, and we were ready to lay the pipe. With the pipe finally in the ground and extending beyond the fence, that job is officially checked off the list. Now we can move on and continue building the fence.
Alright, 2 sides done, 2 left, and then a couple of gates we want some exit here. No idea how we're gonna do it yet. Maybe it will just be stairs over the fence or a gate, and then a big gate over there. Getting close. Just this tiny part left here, and then the tension string above both. Tack it down all the way around, hook the fence to the wire, and make sure these guys don't ruin it. Hi. Okay, pull. This is the absolute worst thing about making this fence. It's keeping this wire from going to its natural shape. Very annoying, but nothing else to do. Here I've managed to hammer down a fence post. It's like 1 meter long, and I managed to get around 80 centimeters on an angle down here. And I'm gonna use it to make a support here. What I've been doing is around every post, looping it through, coming back, and putting a second U-nail over both, fencing nail. And I make one loop around this side, twist it around, And then there is one more corner opposite that I'm gonna try to do something similar. And for the other two corners I'm gonna hook it to some trees. You happy? Is it gonna hold? So now this little section is fastened at the top. It's gonna look nice once it's been stretched at the bottom. Hey, hey, Cisco, hey. Stealing the tool. Hey, Cisco.
This fence is finally getting close to the finish line. We still have to figure out the entrance to the field and find a practical way to access the orchard without having to go all the way around the fence. But that's a story for another day. For now, it's time to treat our donkeys with some mineral salt, also known as salt lick. It helps them stay healthy by providing essential minerals and salt they might not get enough of in their diet.
That's so. Bra. That's so. Cisco.
We also picked ragwort from the field after learning it can be toxic to donkeys. We're not taking any chances, so we removed it to keep the pasture safe for our animals. After all this work, it's time to rest, and now we can even start dreaming a bit more about expanding our family with more animals. And as things move so quickly here, we're sure it will happen sooner than we think. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you next week.